Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the NXT TakeOver In Your House 2020 review. I don't know if this is going to be the only one, or if they're going to bring this back every year, or if this is just a special takeover that they're only doing now. They could end up doing more in the future for In Your House. I enjoyed NXT TakeOver In Your House. It was probably my favorite takeover of the year so far. Not that there's been a whole lot. I think literally the only takeover we had before this was the one before the Royal Rumble. I'm personally really excited to get back to actual pay-per-views again. I hope they still do the cinematic stuff. The cinematic match with Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream tonight, or from Sunday night, was my favorite match of the night. It was great. It really fucking hit home, and it was a great match to watch. I loved it. Every spot felt right on that match. Some of the other matches, I actually really love this pay-per-view. I always say it, when I watch the takeovers, I enjoy them a lot more than I enjoy the main roster pay-per-views because they make more sense most of the time. Some things happen on the takeovers that obviously I don't agree with and I don't like, but 9 times out of 10, most of the matches hit home and they end up hitting a home run on them, and I love them. So we're going to start with the very first match, the women's 3-on-3 tag team match. Actually, before I get into that, there's one more thing I want to say. I'm sorry, guys, that this is Wednesday and this is now coming out. Pretty much what happened is Monday, I didn't want to really watch wrestling or talk about wrestling. I kind of just want to play video games. Yesterday, I spent most of the day playing Minecraft Dungeons with Dalton. I slept till like 11:30. Woke up, let my dog out of his cage, fed, gave him water. Played some Minecraft Dungeons and some 2K. Beat Minecraft Dungeons with Dalton. Finally beat the final boss, which was very good. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that on the channel. I think I'm just going to leave it off the channel for the time being. Mostly because we've already beaten the game, and it's one of those games where there's not a whole lot to do in it right now. Like, it's literally just the story, and that's it. I hope they add more, which they're going to be adding more in the future with DLC. We do both have the Hero Pass, so who knows? Maybe if they add more, we'll do something with it on the channel. Played some 2K, played some Civ 6, watched wrestling finally, watched Raw or SmackDown from last week and Raw from this week, and played some more 2K. I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K20 recently, and I gotta say, it's the first 2K game I've bought in 3 years. I think the last one I bought was 2K18 way back in 2018, so a little bit over 2 years. And I've loved it so much so far, and I've just kind of been busting my ass on my team, and just I've played some My Player too, but my team has kind of been my focus. But yeah, so that's kind of why. Monday, I just didn't feel like recording. That's why there was no Prison Architect Tuesday. I already had the video recorded of me and Dalton. Friday, I really hope to get back into the swing of things. I've been very like not happy with what I've been putting on the channel and what I've been doing. So I'm just like not sure what to do with the channel much anymore, and it's kind of, I don't know, kind of drags ass for me sometimes when I'm recording. It just kind of feels like a chore sometimes, because the channel's not growing, and when your channel doesn't grow, what you do. All right, first match, we had the women's 3-on-3 tag team match. We have Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox facing off against Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. I predicted LeRae and her team. Jesse predicted Yim and her team. Gonzalez tried taking team after LeRae tags out to escape the retribution. Kai tagged in as Raquel holds Tegan down. Headbutt to Nox. Nox is in control. Blackheart's in, taking it to Kai. LeRae comes in. Blackheart rolls out of the way immediately. Yim coming in after LeRae is sent outside. Shotzi taken down by Raquel. Nox taking down everyone outside the ring with a front flip. Shotzi heads up and takes down LeRae. Senton to the back. 2 count off of that. Dakota breaks up an interesting submission by Blackheart. I couldn't really tell what she was doing, but it looked really fucking cool. I wish I knew what the name of it was, but I don't. And if you watched the show, you know the spot I'm talking about. It was weird looking. I don't know what the name of it is, but it was a bridge submission, and it was really good. It's kind of like a bridged upside down chicken wing, like double chicken wing is the best way I can describe it. Gonzalez takes Blackheart down for a 2 count by Candice. Kai taunting Shotzi and her teammates. Gonzalez is back in, attacking Shotzi in the corner. Shotzi's regaining control. LeRae's back in and taking it over for her side. Shotzi gets to Yim, finally gets her revenge on Candice. Dragon suplex with the bridge for a 2 count. Raquel and Nox come in, powerbomb to Nox for a 2 count. LeRae starts attacking Yim outside. They fight into the back of the arena, and that's the last we see of Candice LeRae and Mia Yim for this match. We actually would not see them again until the NXT North American Championship match a little bit later on in the night. Gonzalez and Kai accidentally fuck up, chokeslam to Kai, tandem offense to Gonzalez, shiniest wizard. Yim and her team win the match. I'm 0-1, Jesse's 1-0 on predictions, 9 out of 10. It was a great match, but the ending kind of seemed really clear-cut once Yim and LeRae were out of the picture. Like, as soon as they were gone, it was like, just, oh, okay, well, Shotzi and Tegan are going to win this match now. Like, when Mia and Candice were there, it was kind of either way. Like, you could kind of believe either side was going to win because you know what they're trying to set up. They're trying to continue this feud as long as they could. But as soon as they left, you're like, okay, well, that's that feud continuing. This match is probably going to be Raquel and Dakota getting their comeuppance, and that's exactly what it was. Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart winning the match over Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. So it was like, okay, well, shit, I lost. Literally, as soon as Yim and LeRae were gone, I'm like, well, I lost this fucking match. Then they had a commercial saying promotional considerations are brought to you in part by, and it was William Regal speaking that, and it was the WWE Superstar Cookie Ice Cream Sandwich. Yeah, it was really fun. They had some like really old fucking commercials, and it was dope. I loved it. They didn't have a Slim Jim one, sadly, which would have been really cool, but they had this one and then an Ico Pro one after, I think, second or third match, so we'll get to that in a minute. Match number 2, men's singles match, Damien Priest versus Finn Balor. Prediction was Balor for both. The minute, like right before the bell rings, Finn Balor hits a John Woo dropkick and then goes wild on Priest. Takes him down, stomps him on the ropes, keeping the control of the match. Priest whips Balor into the steel steps, starts taking control. Priest drops Balor over the apron, back in the ring, keeping control over him. Hits a leaping flatliner and then hits some ground and pound punches. Slows the match down on Balor, knowing what he needs to do to win. Try to keep Balor slow, try to keep him grounded, and you have an advantage. Finn Balor is very much a speedy, high-flying type guy. Priest knew what he was doing. Jawbreaker to Priest. Balor fights back out of the corner, kicks Priest in the barricade repeatedly. Priest hits a big lariat, then goes for Outsiders / Razor's Edge, whatever you want to call it. I call it the Outsider's Edge just because it's what I'm more used to it being called. Is also called the Razor's Edge, both done by Scott Hall, so either way, you're calling it something that he did it. It's reversed. The Broken Arrow is hit, which is just Damien Priest taking a Falcon Arrow. It's just his name for it. Outsider's Edge is reversed again into a Mushroom Stomp. Gets a quick flurry of offense in, gets hit by a Pele kick for a 2 count. Balor takes control, gets caught into a chokeslam setup, but then rolls it up for a 2 count. Balor sends him outside. Priest jumps up to the apron, which was really fucking dope to see that happen. Like, the way he jumped up was just like, holy fucking shit, this guy's got height and hops. Hits a big kick on Balor, goes and finally hits the Outsider's Edge, hitting it on Balor onto the apron, and it looked fucking brutal. There were some real spots in this that were like cringe-inducing, fucking like, no, thank you, no, thank you, please. It just looked fucking brutal. Gets a 2 count off of that. Priest gets control, but gets caught with a sling blade by a very, very well-prepared Finn Balor. Roundhouse by Priest. Balor gets the control back. John Woo dropkick, heads up top. Coup de grace is caught by Priest in a chokeslam setup. Hits a chokeslam from up top, but Balor kicks out. Fighting on the apron, very close to some steel steps. Priest sets up the Outsider's Edge, but Finn Balor reverses it, hits him off the apron onto them, and again, this was one of those spots where you're just kind of like cringing really fucking hard because the way he landed. Double stomp to the back of the head, heads up top, hits the coup de grace, Balor covers, wins the match. 1-1 for Jesse, 2-0 for me, 10 out of 10. Balor actually set a new record for TakeOver wins with 11, and that match was honestly phenomenal. And then the Ico Pro ad showed up, and they were really hitting home with it, and I loved it. I can't remember who was in the ad, sadly. I want to say it was Seth Rollins, but I think that's wrong. It was fucking hilarious is all I can say. Like, I loved the fact that they did an Ico Pro ad. It wasn't like the old ones where it was like, Ico Pro, just screaming Ico Pro, but it was really fucking cool. I loved it. I love the fact they went with the old school, you know, pay-per-views or ads and shit for this. Even though Ico Pro is no longer a thing, I think it's, at least I don't think it's a thing anymore. It's fucking hilarious. Match number 3, the NXT North American Championship match, Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano. Prediction was Lee for both, myself and Jesse. so much amazing about Johnny coming out. He comes from the house, like he comes out of the house, like everyone else is entering through the garage, but Johnny Gargano is in the living room or the kitchen of the house talking, and walks out of the front door like it's his house. He sees a picture of Michael Hayes. He like looks at it. He changes his thermostat to 69. Nice. And then as he leaves the house, he locks the door. And there's a security camera on there. Pay close attention. I'll mention that again later. There's a security camera right on the door. They really fucking set it up nice for that. Gargano has a really good attire as per usual. Keith Lee had a Black Lives Matter attire, which... for those of you who don't know what's going on, I'm not going to mention it here because there's a chance YouTube could shoot down my video because they do that a lot with these sorts of situations. But I do want to fully say I support the protests. I don't support the riots and the looting because it's getting people killed and getting people hurt. But it needs to change. It does. And, you know, Lee brought a fucking light to it, and gaming companies are bringing lights to it. And I want to say, if you know of peaceful protests around you, go join in them. Speak up. Be heard. We need to do whatever we can to change what's happening in our world. Gargano focuses on the eye, but Lee stays in control. Goes for a suicide dive and gets caught by Lee. Gargano catches himself on the rope. Super kick, goes for a front flip off the apron. Again, gets caught. Attacks the eye. Gargano tries to escape into the house. And this is where that security camera comes into play. So you have Gargano trying to get into the house, but it's locked. And then the security camera, like, you can see him freaking out while he's trying to get in there. And Lee just slowly walking up. And then he hits a Grizzly Magnum. Gargano starts taking control back a bit with some cheap shots once they get back towards the ring. Stomps onto the hand as he grinds the eye down, continuing to attack the eye as much as he can. Johnny knew that Lee was hurting and knew if he focused his attacks on his eye and on his hand, it would help him to get the victory. Wrenching the hand on the turnbuckle, taunting the people in the crowd. Continues to grind the eye, still not breaking any rules with it. Like, he's fucking bending the rules so fucking bad, but like, he knew what he was doing. Like, he's raking it in such a way where he's not really raking it, so the ref can't say he's disqualified or anything. It was still in control, mocking Keith. The fans start saying, the people in the arena, I don't really want to say fans, but like the other superstars are starting to chant, Johnny sucks. And then Gargano sucks, like the John Cena chants. And I thought it was great. Like, I love when those chants get turned into somebody else rather than John Cena, because those chants are so synonymous with John Cena. Like, every time you hear dun, dun, like when you hear his theme song, you hear John Cena sucks. It's like with Kurt Angle when he comes out, even if there's nobody chanting it, you hear you suck every time, and it's just. You hear that when you hear John Cena's music. So hearing it with somebody else always makes me happy because I love seeing it with other people. It's awesome. Lee starts to fight back finally. Elbows to Gargano. Enziguri to Lee. Misses the spear and Lee starts taking control. Gargano starts to attack the hand again. Forearms the eye. Big forearm hit by Lee. Goes for a pop-up spear bomb, but Johnny reverses it into an armbar while manipulating the joints. And they're like, you know who would love this? Pete Dunne. And I saw... Pete Dunne showed something out of the eyes emoji, like the like shocked, like wide open eye emoji on Twitter. I didn't see what it was because at the time I wasn't watching the pay-per-view, so I didn't really want to get spoiled for me, but I'm assuming it has something to do with that. Big clothesline to Gargano for a 2 count. Gargano keeps the fingers bent as he gets in another armbar, and then the Gargano sucks chant start. Big Bang Catastrophe is reversed, but Lee kicks out. One-arm spinebuster to Gargano. Lee starts to take some control of the match. Gargano attacks the hand more. Caught off the suicide dive, but reverses it into a DDT. Oh, excuse me. Oof, God, that hurt. Heartburn. Gargano can't get Lee up. Breaks it by getting to the ref's face, like getting in the ref's face. So they're outside. They're outside in the like outside on the ground. Sorry, I'm like fixing my own mistakes on my typing because it bugs the crap out of me. I have OCD. So they're outside on the ground, and Johnny cannot, for the life of him, get Lee up because Lee is a fair bit bigger than Johnny. Lee is, I don't know if he's a super heavyweight or if he's a heavyweight. But Johnny is a cruiserweight, so he's a decent bit smaller than Lee is. So he could not get him up. So he just gets in the ref's face to shut him up. Gargano rolls out and Lee pounces him through the boards, and Gargano just looked at, like, he was like this. Well, he was like this, but like on his fucking stomach. It was fucking awesome. I love watching people get pounced. And I was like, okay, they have the boards. There's no way. Like, they have the plexiglass windows like they have at hockey games. So I was like, there's no fucking way they're going to be able to pounce somebody now. And, I mean, he proved me wrong. Like, he legit proved me wrong. They're not plexiglass at hockey games. They're actually real glass, because if they were plexiglass, they would bend too much, and it'd be very easy for a hockey player to go through that. Plexiglass is very strong, but when you have people going very fast hitting it, it does not hold up as well as you want it to. Lee dragging him from back there. LeRae comes out with Yin behind her. They fight a bit and end up in the ring. Gargano grabs the keys out, gouges the other eye. So he originally on Wednesday gouged his left eye and fucked up his, I think, right hand. Maybe his left hand. But this time he gouged the right eye. Slingshot DDT for a 2 count. Super kick, 2 count. Another super kick, another 2 count. A third super kick for yet another 2 count. Stomping on the hand again. Spirit bomb, another spirit bomb. Hits Big Bang Catastrophe, covers, and Keith Lee wins the match. 2-1 for me, 3-0 for Jesse, 10 out of 10. The match was great. I loved Lee fighting back from the injuries. The pounce was great. It was my favorite fucking part of the entire thing. And then they go into another commercial, and it is for the cookie sandwiches once again. Match number 4, the NXT Championship Backlot Brawl match. Adam Cole, Bebe versus the Velveteen Dream. The prediction was Adam Cole for both myself and Jesse. This match was pre-taped, and I'm very happy Vince McMahon, I mentioned this on the predictions video, I'm very happy Vince McMahon has the rule in state that if you spoil a match and it's found out that you spoiled it, your job is gone, because I don't like spoilers. Like, I hate shit being spoiled for me when it comes to wrestling. So it's really nice that he says that and he made that rule, because then you don't have to have, you don't have to worry about going up and looking up the shit and then, oh, well, this is who wins this match because it's pre-taped. Seriously, WWE, if you're going to do pre-taped shit, have them sign an NDA so fans don't fucking spoil this shit. And if they refuse to, refund them their money and tell them to fuck off. Because I hate it, man. Like, I hate having pre-taped shit spoiled. Like, on a Raw or SmackDown episode, it's not that bad because I normally don't see it. But a pay-per-view that's pre-taped normally has spoilers out the fucking wazoo. It was lit up with cars and everything. I loved it. I love backlot brawl matches, especially when they have the cars lighting it up. It reminds me a lot of Eddie Guerrero and John Cena way back in the fucking day. Just, wow, magnifique. Cole shows up in a badass Undisputed Era monster truck, and I was already like, I'm gonna love this fucking match. Dream shows up in a goddamn yellow Lamborghini. The match hasn't started. The two competitors have shown up, and I'm already excited for this fucking match. Dream dressed as Negan with a bat and everything, has the jacket, a bat, and this match is a dope cinematic beauty, and I love it. Like, everything about it is amazing. Like, fuck, man. Cole's still very adamant that Dream doesn't deserve this match, tells him to put down the bat, and Dream says, and I quote, "Anything for you, baby," and drops the bat. Again, magnifique. Cole goes to attack him with a title, roll up, another, Cole getting out, big boot. Cole goes to leave, gets in a random car, and Dream gets on top of it and slams the bat on the car, that poor person's car. Cole starts taking control as Dream forces him out of the car. A random van shows up for someone's Uber. They end up fighting in it for a few minutes, and then she drives off. After Dream tells her to head off, Cole still tries to leave. Dream slams him into a trash can, tries to slam him on it, or tries to slam it on him, but Adam rolls away. Cole's still trying to run away as Dream chases him with a trash can. Dream tries for doors and eventually opens one, and Cole gets him with a fire extinguisher to the face. Helps Cole take control. That helped Cole take control of the match. Starts attacking him against the truck. Dream is in control, slams Cole into the turnbuckle of the ring, dives down but is caught with a super kick. Then Cole goes up to do the exact same thing and gets caught with a super kick. Dream sets Cole on a car hood and sets up a ladder. Dream climbs up, but a car shining its brights at him, stops him, and it's who else? Fucking Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. I almost said Kyle O'Reilly because he was back for Wednesday, but he's not back anymore. If you guys don't know, Kyle O'Reilly has diabetes, so it's probably most likely why he hasn't been on TV recently is because he's trying to stay away from potentially getting sick by being at the shows. Dream slams him out of the car, cutting Cole Cole's arm up pretty fucking bad. They throw chairs in the ring out of the back of the truck. One slides under the ring somehow. Strong says, I'll go grab it, and gets dragged down. The chair gets dragged down, and it's Dexter fucking Loomis. I was waiting for it. I'm like, as soon as I saw the chair, I'm like, Dexter Loomis is going to be out of the ring, dude. There's no fucking doubt in my mind. Dexter Loomis is going to crawl out of that ring. Lo and behold, he tosses them into the open trunk of their car, which for some reason was open the minute they rolled up. I don't know why. And then he gets in the car and drives the fuck away. No fucking clue where they went. It didn't get solved. It's going to be solved, I'm assuming, tonight. It didn't get solved at all the rest of the show. They were just gone. Fish and Strong, Cole's still down on the car with a very badly cut up arm as Dream is in the ring, kind of just laying on the chairs. Cole heads up top as Dream is laying on the chairs, reverses Panama Sunrise into the Dream Valley Driver for a 2 count. Although, oddly enough, Morrow called it as the Panama Sunrise and as Cole getting the pin. I don't know if that was a fuck up from the taping or what happened, but it was clearly not a Panama Sunrise. It was clearly a Dream Valley Driver for a 2 count for Dream, not for Cole with a Panama Sunrise. So, yeah. Purple Rainmaker to Cole on a chair for a 2 count. Low blow to Dream as he was taunting Cole. Panama Sunrise onto the steel chairs and Cole covers. Adam Cole retains. 15 out of 10. 3-1 for me. 4-0 for Jesse. Holy shit. That match was fucking wild. It was a knockdown, drag-out brawl, and I wonder if Dream will get called up soon because of it. I mentioned on the predictions video that me and Jesse were both kind of predicting Dream or the Undisputed Era to potentially get called up very soon after, depending on the outcome of this match. Now, obviously, because of the allegations against Dream, as far as I know, nothing has been found out about those, whether he actually did it or if it was fake. But nothing else really has come out of it. The most recent I could find was like I think like early May or late April was the most recent thing I could actually find about the allegations against Velveteen Dream. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I guess we'll see eventually in the future. Hopefully, maybe. I don't fucking know. And then the actual host of fucking the first ever In Your House 25 years ago, Todd Pettengill, he actually opened the show. Talks about a bunch of old shit and like 1-900 numbers and AOL chat, and then DX was on AOL chat because they're super old and because it's a reference back to the original. I believe they actually did that on the original one as well. They were on AOL chat talking with fans or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I wasn't alive 25 years ago. I'm only going to be 22 this year, so I don't know. Maybe me and Jesse will go back and watch the first In Your House. Match number 5, men's singles match, Karrion Kross versus Tommaso Ciampa. Prediction was Kross for both. Sadly, though, they didn't actually give out a house this time. I would have loved to win one. Fall and Pray chants. They do know he's a heel, right? I'm just kidding, guys. I know he's a heel. They all know he's a heel, but like, it's like, guys, seriously? We get you're supposed to represent real fans, but like, really? Why? Like, don't chant for the heels. Boo the heels. Like, that's what they've been doing the past few weeks when they've had the other superstars in the ring or in the ringside area. They've been booing the heels and cheering the faces. So why the fuck are they all of a sudden chanting for a fucking heel? At least I think Karrion's supposed to be a heel, isn't he? I don't know. Is he supposed to be a fucking face? He's got a very heel gimmick if he's a face. I'm very confused. Ciampa takes control at the start, but it doesn't last long as Kross starts to gain control. Ciampa tries his best to fight him off, but Kross is still in control. He slams Ciampa on the apron right on the neck/shoulder blade area, so it was really fucking brutal looking. Runs him across the ring and hits a suplex suplex. Another one to Ciampa, really just destroying him in this match. Hits a Northern Light suplex followed by a big clothesline. Ciampa gets Kross down to his knees, takes him down with a knee, then Willow's Bell for a 2 count. Lots of massive knees by Ciampa. Fairy tale ending is reversed. Tosses Ciampa down, gets the cross jacket in. Ciampa passes out. 4-1 for me, 5-0 for Jesse, 9 out of 10. It was a bit of a different ending than I expected. Like, I expected a more clear-cut pinfall ending rather than that, or DQ, or fucking literally anything other than Ciampa passing out. Like, that was the last thing on my mind. But it makes Ciampa look tough because he refused to give up. It makes Kross look fucking insane because he didn't give a shit if Ciampa died. Great fucking fight by Ciampa and a hell of a showing for... Oops, sorry about that. Kicked my camera stand. For Kross' first takeover. I loved it. That was probably one of the other great matches of the night for me. And finally, we have the main event of the evening. NXT Women's Championship Triple Threat match. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. The prediction was Flair for both. Now, I always make this when me and Jess are talking and we see Charlotte being shoved down our throats. I always say, man, she's on way too much and she's fucking overused and she's shoved down our throats and she's in the title picture way too often. And I always say that, not really thinking I'm being, I'm sort of serious, but I'm also kind of like, there's no way she's been in that many. But I found out in the entirety of her WWE career, counting from when she was in NXT until now, Charlotte Flair's been in 66 goddamn title matches. Now, I realize that just says title matches, so it counts for defending and for challenging. But 60 fucking 6 when Rhea and Io have both been in, I believe it was single digits for both of them. Like, 60 fucking 6. Like, it's such a shocking number to hear. Like, you're like, oh yeah, Charlotte's in a shit ton of fucking title matches. And then you learn that she's been in 60 fucking 6. There are 3 women's singles titles and 1 fucking tag team women's title. There was, at one time, 2 women's titles. 66. Alright, let's look this up. Let's see, who has been in the most title matches, matches in WWE history. Why can't I not find this? Oh, okay. Why can't I find this? I'm trying to find it, but like it won't show up. Oh my god. Let's go to WWE.com. I'm tangenting, so let me go back to the match. Flair rolls out to leave Shirai and Ripley in there alone, but she comes back in every now and then being a coward and stopping them from doing it, from fighting too much, and then rolling out again. She takes control with a lot of chops. Shirai and Ripley start taking it to her, but it doesn't last because they start fighting each other. Flair rams Ripley in the barricade, shaking it and pushing it back a bit. Hurricane Rana, or I guess a Frankensteiner, off the apron to Charlotte. I think that's what Mauro called it, a Frankensteiner, but it looked like a Hurricane Rana to me. Flair runs her into the turnbuckle post and slams Shirai into Ripley. Boston Crab in on Shirai. Shirai gets out of it and starts kicking Flair. Ripley takes down Charlotte. Ripley in control, but Shirai kicks her down. 619 to Ripley, attacking Charlotte again. Shirai's getting pumped up from the crowd, goes to attack Charlotte in the corner, tries to take down Shirai as she runs back in the ring. Both Shirai and Ripley down after a headbutt. Shirai and Ripley getting up, double spear takes them both down, tries for pins on both, but only gets 2 counts. Goes for a moonsault to both of them, but it's reversed. Riptide is countered. Shirai gets a crossface in on Flair. Ripley breaks it up. Big boot to Ripley for a 2 count. Natural selection is avoided, and Ripley slams Flair down. Springboard dropkick takes down Ripley, and my god, the height Shirai got on that fucking dropkick. Mwah, magnifique. Double knees in the corner. Natural selection as she preps to do it to Flair for a 2 count. Crucifix by Shirai for a 2 count. Figure 4, but Ripley drags her out by her hair. Ripley starts attacking her legs. Suicide dive to Ripley and... by Shirai. Flair attacks her from behind. Ripley is attacking Flair as Flair sends Shirai through the window of the set. Shirai's on top of the door, dives down on Flair and Ripley. Shirai rolls Flair in and goes up for the moonsault. Ripley stops her, avoids a spear, sending Flair into the turnbuckle really fucking hard. Ripley and Shirai are alone in the ring. Superplex is set up, but Shirai fights it off. The Rana is avoided. The big boot to Shirai is upside down, and it looks fucking cool as hell. She lands hard chops to Ripley up top. Avalanche Riptide. Shirai breaks it up at 2. Shirai dodges the big boot, gets the prism trap on Shirai. Flair gets the kendo stick and stares very serial killer-like at it. She's like, she grabs it and she's like, it was fucking creepy as hell because it was like in the background of the prison trap that Ripley had in on Shirai. It was fucking frightening and I loved it. Runs in and attacks Ripley with it, then Shirai, then Ripley again, then Shirai again. More to Ripley, throws the kendo stick out. Spear to Ripley, figure 4 is locked in, bridges to the figure 8, moonsault to Ripley, covers Ripley. Io Shirai fucking wins. Like, yes, finally. 4-2 for me, 5-1 for Jesse, 20 out of 10. Best result for that match, hands down. Me and Jesse may have both predicted Flair, but it's because we thought it was the obvious solution, obvious choice. Shirai deserves it, though, so fucking much, and she finally got the title she deserves. In total, I give the pay-per-view a 5-star. No bad matches and a lot of insane moments. Shirai deserves it, and every match was great. Cole was winning. I think Cole winning was the best move, I think. Same with Lee keeping the title. Like I said in the predictions video, Johnny doesn't really need it for his character. He just needs to be there and be on the show. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of NXT TakeOver in your house in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Stay golden. Peace.